Oh, okay. You're here and I'm pleased because I really dig your company. This is that podcast for them 35 to 55-year-old people who love them some Robert Glasper and they Jill Scotts and love to just vibe out, but did not forget when they was out on the dance floor for the 99 and the 2000s backing that ass up. It's me, Danny, and you listening to the Just Saying podcast. And we both know that our love will grow and forever it will be you and me. Oh, you're like the sun, chasing all of the rain away. When you come around, you bring brighter days. Imagine me 10 years old talking about some, ooh, you like the sun, chasing all the rain away. And was, okay. Shout out to my boyfriend when I was in the fifth grade. I was in the fifth grade when I was 10, and my boyfriend's name was Christopher Williams. Not Christopher Williams from the movie, what was that? New Jack City. Just, not, if I'm dreaming, then let me sleep. I don't think that was him. I mean, somebody, I never looked up Christopher Williams' life. I don't know how old that man is, but if he grew up in the housing project that I was in when I was 10, tell him I said, hey, Bookie Butt, because, you never know. But the song still slaps today. For me, it still slaps today. I don't know if this is one of those delusional ones, or even one of the ones where it's just like, I was too young to be singing this. I think I was too young to be singing a love song just because I was 10. But, every song is like that. They didn't have kids bop back then. They wasn't kids bopping the songs back when I was in 10 years old. So that's what it was. But that song is called Always by Atlantic Starr. If you're not familiar, I just rolled it back. I was listening to I pulled up one of my streaming apps and I was just like, give me songs from 87 or something like that. And then that was one of the ones. So if you're looking, add that to your playlist of songs that I bring to you, and then, make it do what it do. After you listen to this podcast, go ahead on and get you a playlist going. Wherever you at, work, in your car, at the grocery store, wherever you listening to me right now. And shout out to y'all. Hey, you there. I love it. I love when we come together. Every time we do, it makes me happy. Not gonna lie to you. I'll be excited to have conversations with y'all. So, I feel like, and let me just tell y'all, was I allowed to have a boyfriend when I was 10? No, I wasn't. This is a secret that we taking with us. My parents ain't listening to this today. And I mean, that's funny, but that's not funny. My parents ain't listening to this day. And if anybody want to try to go over there and tell that man, that's on you. Because I know if he would have known that I thought I had me a little boyfriend back in the day, he would have took me into a bedroom and been like, pick your weapon, sis, because it would have been a whooping time. I'm not even gonna lie. I grew up in the crack era, so in the crack era back in the 80s, they was giving whoopings for everything. The whoopings was justified for anything. You spill some milk, whooping. You got a B on your homework, whooping. You talk back, whooping. Like, that's how it was back then. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that's what it was. So I know if that man thought that I thought that I had a boyfriend. If he thought that I had a boyfriend, he would have been like, meet me in that room, sis, because we're going to shut that right on down. So, yeah, I did. Yes, I had me a little boyfriend in 5th grade. That's when people start pairing off. Is that not when people started pairing off in your neighborhoods? Because in ours, people started pairing off and, like, do you want to go with me, yes or no? Check the box when I was in, 5th grade. We started checking the box in 5th grade, yes, no, or maybe, with the little folded thing, pass it to the person, pass it to the person. That's when we started doing that. And I don't know why people be acting shocked at that, because they was having us go to little dances then. Wasn't fifth grade was when you started going to dances. So they was pairing us off anyway. They was making us dance. Don't dance too close, but you was going to a little dance. You used to have like a dance at the school. Get a little dress, put your little dress on, get your hair curled up, tight curls, and go head on over there with the Marcel rollers. Come on now, the ones that went into the little oven. Y'all, we didn't have flat irons back then, did we? No, we did not. We had the things that went into the oven. Hair was cooked, fried, that laid this out. I told you to say that hair was cooked back then. Put some of that wax on there and just to get the steam in. Oh, Lord. But them curls was fresh. Okay, fresh as a man. Shout out to Bow Wow. But yes, I that's how it was back in the day. And then we grow up, and now we out here trying to find somebody to partner up with. They don't have dances like that I know of, or that I get invited to. I don't get invited to a lot of stuff, but that brings me to the fact that now I do go to a couple of things, right? So I go to not a lot of things, just a couple of things. And because of that, I had to get me a couple of outfits. So I went to the TikTok shop. Y'all ever bought anything off of there? There was this viral dress that's on there. If you're on TikTok, there's this viral dress on there. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try it, because every time somebody gets it and puts it on the videos, they look so cute. And I was like, I'm going to try it. Come to find out, because I post a lot of videos, they had coupons galore for me. So I hit the coupon thing. I bought a couple of things, and I'm going to post them up there on Instagram next week when I have one more package coming in. I know you like, dang, Danny, how many things you buy? Not a lot. I think like 5 altogether, maybe 6 altogether. But it's because, last summer I was able to go to the local amusement park here in my city. And because I was able to go to the local amusement park, I was like, let me figure out what to wear, because before I got to the job I'm at now, I didn't really have to do anything. So I wore a lot of like leggings and sweatsuits to work, right? And were they cute sweatsuits? Most of the time, yeah. Sometimes they were just, some Walmart sweatpants and a Walmart sweatshirt, because I really wasn't going to be doing nothing. But then, if it wasn't that it was like leggings with a t-shirt dress, or, with a t-shirt and some, tennis shoes, nothing real fancy. Then, because I wasn't really going nowhere. But then I did start going to a couple of events. So then I had like event outfits, like I was going to the theater. I was going to award ceremonies. I was going to, the vineyard, the winery, stuff like that, right? So I started buying outfits for events, but I didn't have no middle ground outfits, And so last year when I went to the amusement park, I wore a sundress, but and it was cute. Trust me, it was cute. But I wanted to be more comfortable than that. I wore the sundress because I wanted something light that was going to be light and airy, but also cute. But I really would have liked to have had on shorts. Now, if you're new here, shout out to you. Hello, thank you, and thank you for coming. But I had bypass surgery. 3 years now. It's been 3 years, y'all. Kept that weight down. So I was a higher weighted person, like a higher scale person, good 4 or 5 years ago. Now I'm a mid scale person. I am not skinny, but I am 180 pounds lighter than I was before. So because of that, like I'm a mid scale person, and so I needed new clothes anyway. But I have been on the hunt for some things that I wanted. Like, I always wanted a khaki dress. I've always wanted a khaki dress, and I've had a couple, but they never really made me feel pretty in it. It was just like, I have one because I like khaki dresses. But now I'm looking for one, and I can't find one that is not, barely there. Like, I don't want something that's showing most of my body. So if you have one that you like, that you know about, a site that sells some stuff like that, can you send me a picture and the link to JusSayinPodcast@gmail.com, because I really would like a khaki dress this spring, summer, joggers, more September, spring, summer Shout out to Sheree. So I did buy some stuff off the TikTok shop. I hope that, all this stuff looks good because I'm booked and busy this month. I got something almost every weekend this month. I got 2 birthday parties I'm invited to. I have what is it? A spring dance concert I'm going to. I have a album release party, and I'm going to see Anthony Hamilton to bring the month to a close. I'm going to see Anthony Hamilton. I'm excited about all of it, y'all, and I plan on being cute everywhere I go. So I had to get some stuff because last year I got to the weight that I am now, right? And I bought a couple of things, but not a lot of things, but I have been able to maintain now my weight. So it's like, okay, if this is where I'm at, Lord, okay, shout out to you, did your big one. But let me get some stuff that fits this body now. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I know you like at the TikTok shop, y'all. Did y'all buy y'all tickets to the live show so that I can afford more expensive clothes? Oh, you didn't hear about the live show in your city? It's not because you ain't sharing this podcast with your friends, so we ain't got enough people to come to the live show yet. See, and that's where our relationship have problems, okay? Because y'all not sharing this with your friends. Y'all not talking about this with your people, okay? Y'all not having the discussions that we need to have so that we can have the live show so that I could talk about celebrities and say stuff I really want to say, but it ain't. It ain't recorded. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. Y'all making me still go to work. That's fine. Y'all already know I will go to work. Shout out to me because I just got a raise at my job. Oh, she's doing good over there. Won't the Lord do it? Amen. Okay. So this week is going to be a couple of like miscellaneous things because there wasn't any like huge news that I could remember that happened this past week. So you know me. First, what was I watching? Well, I watched a movie called A Good Person or The Good Person. It's with Morgan Freeman. It came out a couple of years ago, but it still was, a good one for me. I'm also still riding on that Daria from Detroit on BET. It's really cute show, y'all. If y'all aren't watching it, you should be watching it. That's no lie. It's on BET Plus. If if you're looking for something. What else? I watched something. I just watched Wish on Disney. It was really a cute movie, more than I thought it was. And I don't know if I spoke about this or not, but I watched Freaknik. And I want to talk to y'all about it right quick. I feel disappointed in the fact that a lot of people are saying they didn't like Freaknik, and mostly people are saying they didn't like this documentary because it wasn't raunchy enough for them. And I'm just like, it's amazing to me that people who are my age will get down on some of these young girls who are out here rapping and saying the things that they say and doing this, doing the things they do, but then want to watch a documentary watching girls just be naked and shaking their booty back in the day. Like, it's the same raunchy. What's the difference? You forgot how raunchy it was? Because the good thing about this documentary was I did not know how Freaknik started. I had no clue. When I was at an age where I might have been old enough to decide I think I wanted to go, that's when they were shutting it down. It had gotten that bad by that point. So I didn't know how it started, and I didn't know the origins of it or anything. And I'm not going all into all of that because watch the documentary. But I remember when I heard about Freaknik, all I heard was that it was just people in the streets dancing, music, but that there was a lot of groping. And that was the one thing that turned me off from the idea of it anyway. Not that I was going anywhere, because I was somebody's mama by the time I would have been old enough to go to Freaknik anyway. So I wasn't going to go when nobody would watch my kids. My mama didn't want to watch my kids. I go to the grocery store. That's a whole nother story. Don't ask me about it right now. So, but Freaknik, I did hear like it was like a lot of groping. We didn't have the internet back then. So when all this was happening. It's not like you could watch it on the internet and be like, oh, I want to be there. Got to be there. Got to be there in the morning. Y'all already know. Okay, so I didn't know about any of it, but I did know that, they started talking in a documentary about how, the music and how the music scene changed, and that this was like a college thing, and it really was supposed to be for, okay, I said I wasn't going to talk to you. I'm going to give you a little bit of spoiler alert. It's Freaknik, y'all. If y'all don't know about any of it, I'm sorry. But, they were talking about how it really was supposed to be just for the kids who couldn't go home for for spring break, and so they decided they was going to have a party, and then anytime you doing something, or you start something, it usually will snowball and spiral into something else, right? And if it's something that can't be contained, it will, basically combust, I guess. And that's what really happened here. It was supposed to be a small gathering. They had little hot dogs and stuff for a couple people, barbecue, whatever. And then it was just for college students. And then eventually it was just like, once men, I don't want to sound like a man basher, but once men find out there's going to be girls there, it don't matter the age, they going to pop up. And so it started being that it was like a lot of, young girls, college girls going for spring break, but then it would be a lot of grown ass men showing up because they want to be able to look at and feel young girls, right? And were there girls there that was pop that, because Luke songs was out there. Doodle Brown, y'all know all of those songs. Shake What Your Mama Gave You, all of that was going on over there. And so shaking what your mama gave you was a big thing. But one of the things that, as a child, as a teen, as a young adult, we didn't think about the fact that, this is in a city. So traffic still got to go on. They would talk about people's weddings being canceled because they couldn't get through, paramedics having problems getting through, just the traffic. If y'all ever been to Atlanta, y'all already know the traffic is bad just on GP. Do they say GP anymore? Anyway, just on GP. But this was saying like the kids would go, and a lot of the times you wouldn't get like hotel rooms or anything. Y'all would just like go to somebody who did have a hotel room and just like wash up, and then be out in the car all day, sweaty, hot, because Atlanta ain't, it ain't warm and it be humid down there. But they all be out there, sweaty, hot, trying to, wash up in the car, in the bathrooms, things like that. And so they would just be in the street. Kind of like Boys in the Hood. Now, Boys in the Hood, I know it's LA, so it's not that. But remember when they had the scene where they were all out there listening to music, just sitting in the car, low riders was doing their thing and all that stuff. That's kind of how it was on the Freaknik if you didn't see the documentary. It was just like, kids outside listening to music, dancing, having a good time. And then it just turned into a more sexual scene, and girls were wearing less clothes, men were becoming prey. It just started turning into an unhealthy environment for a lot of people, and people were just like, I'm not gonna come back. They had a girl on there who was attacked by a group of men. She's a grown woman now, of course, but she was talking about this situation. They had Luke on there. They had what's my man, JD on there. I feel like I would have liked for Luke to understand or speak to how his music did create a scene or an environment for some male toxicity, right? But I think that he still lives in that space, so you can't get in, like, even though Luke likes 60 years old, you can't get him to speak about that space. How old is Luke, y'all? Do y'all know how old Luke is? Is that just his name? Is just Luke? Let me look it up. Luke the rapper. Who knows what his name is? Uncle Luke. That's what they used to call him. Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke is 63 years old, y'all. Can y'all believe Uncle Luke is 60? That just hit me. He's 63 years old, y'all. We let it, and I know that sometimes you just like these are our, these are our celebrities and whatnot, but sometimes an old man is an old man. And a lot of the things the ways that an old man see the world, they toxic. I'm not going to lie to you. They toxic. They have a toxic mindset. Unless they've really done an awakening, they got a toxic mindset. I'm going to say, anybody, when you think of men who are 50 and up, be real, tread lightly when you have a conversation with them, especially about like relationships or women or conversations, like gender roles or anything like that. You're going to be listening to them like, oh, okay. So now that I'm seeing that my man's at 63, I get it. I understand where he at with it. And since we talking about Luke, I don't know what else I watched on TV. I can't remember if I watched anything else. It wasn't that significant, and I'll bring it to y'all on another day. Oh, no, that's it. But so since we talk about Luke and rappers, y'all know I spoke to y'all last week about the Homeland Security going to Diddy's properties and whatnot. There has been no updates on that, y'all. There's nothing else. So we're not going to talk about anything. I've seen a lot of people have lives on the internet and do all these think pieces and stuff, but we have not seen anything. Now, has it always been rumors about Diddy being, a bad person to do business with? Like, as far as the music business, there's always been talks about that. Has there been rumors and conspiracy theories about Diddy having his hands in being involved in the demise of some other celebrities that we know? There's always been those talks. Have there been a lot of talks about what go on at a Diddy party? There have always been those talks. Yes, all of those things have been said. But again, those are all allegations until somebody can prove them. And I have never seen anybody definitively say that they were at a party and saw the underhanded stuff that people say go on there. It's just kind of been people will say like, about them Diddy parties, or they'll say like, we got the Cat Williams quote to say Diddy liked the party and you got to tell him no, right? But nobody has been like, I seen it. I know for a fact that it has happened. It has just been one of those things that you can always joke on. And I don't want to say that I even think that I know for sure, because I don't. Now, I am one of those people who says, don't give me that talk about, they just trying to take a black man down. We have to understand, again, I think I said this last week, but I will say it again. Black men are also capable of being evil people. They are. So just because you want to believe that it's always the government coming for a black man, we have to also believe that it is possible that a black man could do some underhanded stuff, especially a person who makes it to billionaire status. I would like for you to name me somebody who is a billionaire who does not have some kind of scrupulous practices going on. Okay, and we already know that the music industry is shady. Rule number 180, the music business is shady, right? I don't know who said it, but somebody, a rapper said that. Quote me, don't quote me. But, so we know the music business is shady. And he, as the owner of a music label, you would have to believe that he has done some shady business, especially when we keep seeing all of his artists saying he's done some shady business. I don't know any artist that has been under Bad Boy who has not had complaints about their contracts, money received, money stolen, those type of things. So even though I don't know it to be true, I will say it's a lot of people saying the same thing. So is it believable? Maybe. I can't say definitively. I don't know the man. I ain't never been nowhere near a Diddy party. If somebody invited me to a Diddy party, would I go? I might. Because Denzel said you could go to the parties, you just got to leave 30 minutes before the devil get there. That's what Denzel said. So if Denzel said you could go to the party, I might put on a pretty dress to show up and then be like, oh, the devil about to come. Let me go home now. You know, you never know. But it could just be a regular party and I don't know, you know. So, but I will say this. I hope that these allegations are not true of trafficking. I hope that they are not true. But if it comes to light that that's what my man's was doing, I don't care that he's a black man. Because 9 times out of 10, the people that he would be trafficking would be women of color or people of color. And I'm not going to stand by one black man if he been hurting the black community. Like, I just can't do that. I just can't do that. So I'm going to reserve my opinion about Diddy as a man or as a person to whenever this moves forward. Is he going to court? Is nothing coming of this? We don't know either way. So that's where we're going to keep it. I'm never going to tell you, oh, he did that. But it do look suspicious, is what I will say. It does look suspicious because when Homeland Security come in, I've been told that when Homeland Security come in, they come in, you know, blazing because they already got information. So I don't know. They saying that Rodney guy is the one who set all this this ball rolling. Cassie and her lawsuit, the unnamed woman who says that she was a minor when she had some interactions with Diddy, and then this Rodney, I don't even know his last name, allegations as well is what they're saying. Is that's what the streets are saying is the thing. Now, I will say this. There have been a couple of men who came out and said they support Diddy. Stevie J being one of the biggest ones. My thing here is sometimes when you go too hard for a person, it makes that person look bad still. And Stevie J been riding with this whole he's part of the Creep Squad situation for years. If I was Diddy, I wouldn't want the Creep Squad member being the leader of the fight for me. That's just me, but I don't know what be going on over there in the bad boy camps. You know, Stevie J was a bad boy producer for years. If you didn't know that, that is why Stevie J is going really hard. Luke also went really hard for Puff, but I feel like Luke, you going hard for him because you never think that anything that happens to women is a man's fault. Like, I just believe that he has a toxic mindset, and so I can't ride with him. Boosie was riding with him, and we already, let me tell you one thing. I never would want Boosie on my side. The way that man thinks, I will want him to be silent. Support me off the net, okay? And then Tyrese came out and he said something. And one of the problems with Tyrese is Tyrese be saying some of the wildest things. Like when Tyrese said he wished that he was Spanish instead of black. And so, you know, the people who coming out and supported him make him look shifty. Just to tell you, I don't know. The people who sometimes just be quiet. Sometimes just be quiet and wait. Okay? Because that's what was one of the things for the Dan Schneider thing. Is like from the Nickelodeon doc. It was like a lot of people defended Dan, and even the guy who actually performed some heinous acts, a lot of people defended them based off of what they saw before they understood what was being said, what allegations were being said. And so, you know, they jumped before proof was given, and then some of them jumped even though proof was given, just being like, that's not the man I know. That's cool. That's not the man you know, but they telling you and they showing you. If you don't want to believe that they can, you could be many people, too many people, right? My dad, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but my dad was a monster in my house. Growing up, my father was a monster, a horrible person in my house. When my mom divorced him and my dad got remarried, he was a monster in that house. Horrible to his wife. He was not a nice man. Outside, my dad was running Bible studies. He was cooking meals for a sick and shut in. My dad was going to pray for people. My dad was taking people to the hospital for doctor's visits. My dad was, if you ask the people outside, he was so nice and funny, hilarious. But inside, that man was a monster. You can be both of those things. You can be both of those things at the same time. And because you could only see somebody outside does not mean that you know what they do inside. You have no clue if you're not spending a lot of time inside with them. So you can't tell the inside people what they've experienced just because you haven't experienced it. You also can't be an inside person and say to the outside people, he ain't nice to you. He was nice. One time I was in the store with my dad, and on the way to the store, my dad called me all kinds of names. My feelings was hurt. I didn't know how to handle it, but we were on the way. He was supposed to be the person taking me to the store. So we went to the store. I was buying my things. We was at the register. The young lady who was the cashier on that particular day seemed like she was having a very bad day, stressed or whatever. And my dad was talking to one of my kids, and he was saying, oh, I want some ice cream. And they were all talking like, oh yeah, ice cream. And he was like, oh, we should get Dairy Queen. And he's talking to the kids, and they all happy about thinking they getting Dairy Queen and whatnot. And the cashier girl said, Dairy Queen would be so good today. And my dad said, what kind of ice cream would you get from Dairy Queen? Because I always like to try new stuff. What kind of ice cream would you get? She told him what kind of ice cream that she would like. When we left the store, my dad drove straight beeline to the Dairy Queen, got that girl the order, and then brought it back to her so she could have ice cream on that day. Now, that woman would say that there was a nice man that brought me ice cream today. But when we was in that car and that man was telling me that he thought that I was a whore, I wouldn't have told you the same thing. But that's just how we don't know. You don't know what somebody's experience is. So sometimes, even though a person is your friend, you don't know what they doing all day, every day at their house. You have no clue what people are doing in their house if you're not there all day. They your friend outside, and they fine and well and all of those things. And they come home and they be at work or mad organized, doing all kind of stuff. Just looking put together. They come home and they fall apart. Emotionally, they falling apart. Their house is falling apart. Everything about them is falling apart because you do not know what you gonna get. So although we have been entertained by Puff, Diddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love, whatever other name I may be forgetting, although we have been entertained by him, we do not know for sure that he did not do the things that he is that have been alleged about him, and we do not know for sure that he did not do those things. And so I will rather ride it out and see what comes of this, because this could be just a scare tactic on him and to bring him down. It could be. I'm not saying that it can't, but it also could be that he is involved in some things that we not prepared to find out about. But we will if they are there. That's all I'm saying. If you have your own thought, that's fine. Send me an email and we could talk about it. Y'all know that rapper Glorilla? Yeah, go do 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 do. Yeah, go do 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 do. Yeah, glow do 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 do. Cuban on Cuban, you know that one. All I know is yeah, go Cuban on Cuban. Match the nails. Something about the nails, whatever. That song. I turned it on. I listened to it. I like it. She's the same one that said, bend that booty over, make that something breathe. Y'all know the ones. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. That song. Okay. It's been a lot of people who've had a lot to say about this young lady, and just not liking her as a person. I think that they just feel like her level of raunch or ratchet is offensive to them, and instead of just saying to me, they want it to be that she is offensive to the black community. But there's a community of people who are, just like or relate to her. And I think that, a lot of us need to calm down, because we was listening to the same kind of music back in the day, and it was okay for us, because what we think is that, I say this a lot, and I want people to really catch on, that when you are in your 20s, most of the music is geared towards you, right? Most of the music is geared towards you in the 20s, but once you get older, you think that you own the music industry, right? And so all music is catered to you. But the 20-year-olds that's out ain't thinking about 40-year-old people listening to their music. They thinking about their friends in their 20s and what interests them in that time. So they won't make music for the 40-year-olds. If you want to listen to 40-year-olds, get you some different kind of music. You can't think that these kids are making music for you, right? So it's not for you, but it doesn't mean that it's not for somebody. And those people need to be represented as well. Everybody can't be a corporate baddie, or you wouldn't be a corporate baddie, you just be a regular person, right? So, calm down about it. One of the things that I have to say, though, is I think this girl is a lot smarter than y'all want to give credit to her for. I think that she has the capabilities of doing this Cardi B switcheroo thing that y'all, that she has done. Because when Cardi B came out, she was a stripper at the strip club, and she was just talking stuff on the internet. Then that spiraled her into a position on Love and Hip Hop, which spiraled her into a rap career, which spiraled her into being a socialite. That girl is styled in the biggest brands at all times, making money, a lot of money for appearances. She just now getting ready to come out with, I think, her second album, if I'm not mistaken. And all of that is because she's a lot smarter than she wanted, than people were giving her credit for. Glorilla, I feel like, is doing the same thing. Remember when Cardi B was talking to Bernie Sanders, and she was talking to, candidates about the election last time we were voting, and now Glorilla got herself over there at the White House herself, taking pictures with the vice president. And I think also she was just on Tamron Hall, and this is one thing that was very interesting to me. When she was on Tamron Hall, Tamron had a surprise video for Glorilla, and it was a video of her dad telling her how much he was proud of her. He was proud of her, and he was, watching her career, and he just wanted her to keep going. And I want for a lot of y'all to pay attention to that. Cardi B and Glorilla grew up with their daddies at home. These women love their dads. When Glorilla's dad, when she saw her dad on that screen, she was crying, y'all, because she loved that man. So when y'all make these assumptions these is just some troubled youth that don't got no daddies at home and they got daddy issues, these people grew up with their daddies in their house. You don't know people. And this goes back to what you see outside. You don't know what's going on with people in the house. Sometimes people have figured out great ways to market themselves in a way that they know will sell and will sell big. And one thing you can't say about Glorilla is that people don't be talking about her. Her name be all over the place all the time. She's figured it out. If you ask me, young lady done figured out. She out here in these streets making money hand over fist. Is it hand over fist or hand over foot? Whatever the saying is, she doing it. She's making the money. There's a famous woman on TikTok. She's a hair influencer. I'm not saying her name because if you know the internet, then if you know TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. Who spends most of her time marketing herself as somebody who doesn't, who looks bummy, who doesn't have any money, who has a lot of problems with her baby daddy. She not smart. She just be making videos. When, if you really pay attention to this young lady has created a marketing plan, and this is the marketing that she knows will get a lot of people, because a lot of people like that avenue. But baby girl, from what I heard, went to college. She is invested in herself. She keeps on improving herself, and people just they're noticing it, but they're letting it go by because she keeps on doing the quote unquote ratchet thing. I'm saying that I don't think that she's inauthentic, but I'm saying that she is not only that. And a lot of us don't know. We don't know what is going on in the minds of people and how they figure out how to market themselves. I mean, hell, a lot of people keep on buying into Drake like he's this, street dude, but Drake came from Canada, from a good home, from what I understand, and he don't know nothing about American street life except that because he got with the right ghostwriters and they gave him some great bars to rap, he then now can put himself in the spaces with the people who may have done or market themselves to believe that they have done some of the stuff that y'all will act like Drake is. He ain't that, though. In real life, he was an actor. If we don't remember, he's playing a role. If y'all think he's not, I don't know why. He's playing a role, y'all. He ain't really like that. A lot of these people are playing a role. They not really like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these rappers that talk all this stuff, they married to women. They at home with their kids. That. Now, I won't say the younger people, because a lot of young people, don't matter where you from and what you do, when you in your early 20s, you reckless with yourself. Majority of the time you make bad decisions. That's what the 20s is for. You make bad decisions. The 30s, you realize you made bad decisions. The 40s is when you say, I'm going to do better by me. So that by the time you get to 50s, you be like, I'm saying no to every damn thing that don't make half a piece of sense. Okay? So, I just think that but for rappers though, a lot of times they make decisions based off of what will keep them relevant. And so a lot of times we'll see things, and not just rappers, but entertainers in general, we'll see them do things that you just like, why would they do that? But it's mostly because they know that it'll keep us talking about them. And I'm saying all to say, y'all go easy on Glorilla. That's a young lady. She's out here trying to make some money for her kids. She is not breaking any laws. She ain't asking y'all for government assistance, which y'all all like to put down women who do that. She's working steadily. From what I know, she ain't got like no beefs with nobody where she, trying to fight people or none of that stuff. She just rapping. She's rapping the same way that Uncle Luke was back in the day. She just the girl. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta go ahead and be easy on young lady. Be easy on young lady. That's a young lady. And remember how you were back then. God ain't finna switch you now. Okay? You still out here saying it. You 40 and up. Still being like, the Lord's still working on me. If the Lord's still working on you, why you have so much higher expectations for her 20 years earlier than you? Oh, okay. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if sometimes we gotta help each other, and that's all I'm saying. Let me see how old the young lady is, because I'm calling her young and she could be 35 years. This girl be 24. She's 24. Y'all got to be easy on that 24-year-old, for real. She out here, she's changing her life. What she has done so far has changed the trajectory of her life and her children's lives by just making a couple of songs. She's out here doing all kind of stuff. Let her be. Let her be, let her be, let her be, let her be. Y'all go, let that girl go. Yeah, go, do, 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 do. Yeah, Glow. I'm about to listen to that. I also since we're talking about young ladies and going to work, I want to talk about the Angel Reese situation. First of all, let me say that there was the LA Times did an article, and whoever wrote the article called those girls on that team dirty debutantes, and if they not fired soon, I'm going to figure out who it is. Now, I don't got a lot of pull or nothing, but I'm going to keep on telling people, because it don't make no sense that person can still have a job after talking about these black girls in such a way. But more importantly right now is the fact that the attack on Angel Reese. Okay? Y'all remember a while ago, Angel Reese was attacked because she had done some hand gestures to Caitlyn, I don't know her last name, who was the white girl. And so it was like, they were vilifying her because why would she make those kind of hand gestures, and what kind of sportsmanship does she have, and And then it was so crazy that Caitlyn herself had to come and be like, we all do that. I do the same thing that she did. Nobody calls me out for it. What's the problem here? The men do this all day, every day playing basketball. They get up in each other's faces. They talk smack. Why does this girl have to be dainty because she's a woman? Like, why does she have to do that when she's out here doing her job? She's doing her job. What do you want her to do? Look like she cooked cakes in the kitchen? And shout out to people who bake, because that don't mean that you soft either. I don't understand what was the expectation of somebody who's playing sports, right? But this recent, I guess it was a press conference or something, and they were talking to her, and baby girl started, crying because this life that she clearly, of course, was given to her. We all want to say we choose, but if you're a Christian, you believe that your life is already mapped out. So this is the life that was given to her, right? And so this is the life that she's living, and she's going to work. People are making her be such a horrible person, saying horrible things about her. I read somewhere that somebody made like AI generated porn that's supposed to look like her, and then that circulated the webs for a while, saying like, oh, look at Angel Reese got a sex tape out. It's not even her, it's AI. It's not real. It's not, she didn't do it. She ain't make one. AI, you can use that technology to do 1,000 things, millions of things. And so imagine being that, and then people calling you names on the regular, not just on the internet, but people sit in those stands and yell horrible things to them when they are playing the game. I don't know if you've ever been to any games, but it ain't just, people cheering. It is also people yelling horrible things to you. People will literally buy tickets to go to games to say horrible things to people. And if you don't think that there are nasty, nasty words being spewed from men and women to this young lady who happens to be 21 damn years old, I don't know. Imagine if you were at your job and there were people who came to your job who were only there to watch you do your job and wait for you to fail at it. Wait for you to be your worst. And not only wait for it, but scream and yell at you so that you mess up, hoping that their screaming, yelling causes you to mess up, causes you to, lose for the day, causes you to get sent home because you're not doing well. Like, you don't understand that pressure. And then to say that, well, if you call yourself the villain, then you don't get to cry. She didn't call herself a villain. The media made her out to be a villain, and she said, okay, well, then if I'm a villain, I'll be that. But to say that that's the only emotion then that you get to have is whatever drives the villain in you is unfair. And the reason why they are saying, well, you're supposed to be such a big athlete. Also, we got to clock that. That means that y'all should understand that there are a lot more male athletes who wish they could cry. But if this is what we're giving the young lady, what would we give the men? If they got on there and started crying about my life is hard. I don't know why y'all think that these men lack emotion. They don't lack them. They just don't have venues and spaces in which they are safe to express them most of the time. But they have the same. I think I saw Matt Barnes. Is that his name? Matt Barnes used to be married to one of the girls from Basketball Wives. And he was saying, like, when I was in my villain era, yes, I still felt emotions, though. Like, when I was being a bad boy out here in basketball, I still felt emotions. Y'all don't understand. Like, these are kids. Y'all think back to when y'all was 21. There's some of y'all on here now who are grown, who are over 30, who are 30, who get on this internet all the time and be like, if people don't like me, everybody don't like, I be trying to be a nice person and people don't like me. There's one young man that I know in particular that I follow on one of my social media platforms who will every week will get on and be like, I try to be a good person. People don't be liking me. I don't understand why people don't like me, because he still has not grasped that everybody will not like you. But spending all of your time focusing on the people that don't like you make it hard for you to get to where you need to go, because you can't see the good, because you keep looking for the bad, right? Imagine if he was at his job and people were screaming, yelling, and booing and talking about him every day. He would break down. He literally be halfway broke all the time because he doesn't receive 100% like and approval at all times. These young people are out here showing themselves to you, giving themselves a portion of themselves to us. And then we as a group will tear them all the way down and then get mad because they can feel it. Be shocked because they can feel it. You're shocked that a person can feel that they are not being loved, appreciated, and celebrated. If the young man that I follow got 4 people who saying that they don't like his work, or 4 people who saying and we can't even see it, we only know it because he tell us. I imagine how many people she has on a daily basis. And I know you want to be like, well, just don't read it. Don't read it. Child, it's the year of the internet. It's the age of the internet. You can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. It's in the newspapers about her. It's on the internet about her. It's in, you go in the store and niggas is talking about it. It's everywhere. Where's she going to go where they not talking about it? She walked down the hallways at school. People going to be saying, like, you think when she walked down the hallways at her school, everybody is celebrating her? No, people even at her own school, even some people who would be in her class, because I don't know if y'all forgetting, if these is college students, they got to go to college classes. You think everybody in them classes like them? They don't. And there are many people who are willing to say it then. You don't get that kind of hate walking around in your life. So if you feel like she should not be crying, your heart is cold. Honestly, if you feel like, well, she should be crying where we can see it, why not? Why should we hide what it looks like on the receiving end of all of the things, the behaviors that the public gives to them? Why should we not see that? That's like saying, like, oh, well, grandma's sick now, hide her up in a closet, up in a room in the attic, so nobody got to look at that sick. Why? We all going to get to old age. You don't want to know what that look like? You want to be shocked by it? You want your children to be successful. Do you want your children to be successful and have people booing them? Literal booing. Writing think pieces about them, getting on the internet and having long 2-3 hour discourse, live conversations about them, getting on, what's the one? I can't even think of it. Getting on all of the place, Spaces, all of that, to talk about them because they did not perform the way they wanted to. Nobody recaps your day. Can you imagine if your day was recapped? Can you imagine if you put out something and somebody was just like, I hate it. I hate it. As soon as you walk into work, you got 4 people out loud with no filters required talking about how they hate how you look. We already know that we get mad at the microaggressions we get at work. We don't like them when we want to talk about them. We calling our friends talking about it. If that was on the internet, if I could just post it up and be like, what the hell is Kelly wearing today? Look at this. You see this? She looks an ugly, hot mess. I could see her lace. Any of that stuff. What that got to do with your job? Did I perform well? If I did, leave me alone. On the days when I did perform well, you don't have to ridicule me like you didn't see me perform well the other day. That young lady needs some support around her. Y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and support her. Put some nice comments. You know what we should do is we should just start flooding anything that you see that is saying anything negative about that young lady. Flood it with love and appreciation. We need to flood her everything with love and appreciation. I see you, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. We out here, we rooting for you. We love you. We support you. We care about you. We want you safe mentally. We want you safe physically. heal whatever pains you got in your body today. Y'all, she run around throwing a basketball all the time, falling, getting bodies bumped up against her and whatnot. Y'all don't think she's allowed to cry? It's pathetic. It is pathetic. And I just wish her the best. I feel like I read somewhere that she was getting ready to go to the pros, to the WNBA. More power to you, baby. I hope that you get everything that you asking for and more. I hope that you don't even understand what doors you've opened for yourself and other people, the other young black girls to come behind you. And I will forever be in support of all of the good things that you do. And with that, I gotta go. I gotta, y'all know me. I gotta get ready to go to work. I can't be here all day. Y'all won't let me quit my job. But, be kind to people. Cause like I said, y'all don't know. We don't know what is happening inside somebody's house. When they at work, we don't know what's going on inside their head. They not just there to talk to you. Life has happened before they showed up inside that building. There is life that is happening for them outside that building that they may be dreading going home to. Family members may not be well. A breakup may have happened the day before or something, and they don't got to tell you that, but you should be kind to people. And also, though, if it's somebody that's mean all the time, just don't interact with them. Let them know, like, you're not nice, so I'm not interacting with you. I'm not going to take you being mean to me every day. That's not going to work. So, but I'm not going to talk about you and be, argue with you at work. But I will tell you, stop talking to me. That's okay. And also, let me tell y'all something. Let me leave you with this. Sometimes y'all do got to have low expectations of people. Stop putting expectations so high on certain people. Y'all already know they're not capable of high expectations. Don't have them. Put some of them people low. They won't let you down. If you put them low, they can't never let you down. Okay? That's the word for today. Put them low. Put them low, 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 low. Because some people need that. They don't need you to elevate them too high. The pressure's too big. They can't never live up to it. But you will stress yourself out waiting for them to get there and trying to argue them up there. Some people need you to have low expectations of them, and they will always meet that, and you will always be satisfied. I got to get going to work, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Make sure you drink your water, take your vitamins, and stretch your body, because we are not spring chickens. And even spring chickens do a little bit of stretching. So have a wonderful day. I will see y'all back here next week. If you want to follow me on the social medias, go ahead. I be everywhere. It's me, Danny, or JusSayin Pod. You'll find either way if you're looking for me. Have a good one. See you next week. You have been listening to me, Daddy, and this is the JusSayin Podcast.